Today I'm going to be sharing on the dangers of transactional communication and why it weakens emotional connection. In relationships, communication is the lifeblood that nurtures emotional intimacy. Yet many couples find themselves slipping into a pattern of transactional communication where conversations are purely about exchanging information like how are the kids, what the kids are doing, or fulfilling needs. While this type of communication is essential for managing day-to-day tasks, it lacks the depth and vulnerability needed to strengthen emotional connection. Why does transactional communication weaken emotional connection? It weakens emotional connection because transactional communication is often practical and goal-oriented. It focuses more on what needs to be done rather than how we feel. So when this becomes the primary mode of interaction in a relationship, the emotional and psychological bond begins to strain. So emotional connection requires openness. It requires empathy and understanding. Transactional communication clearly lacks empathy. It lacks these things. For example, if you and your spouse only communicate about what needs to be done, for example, did you pick up the kids? Did you pay the bills? This may lead to a sense of being more like business partners than emotional companions. And over time, this can make, both partners feel distant or disconnected from each other. So what happens when transactional communication takes over? One, there's a lack of emotions because conversations become surface level and it lacks the vulnerability or emotional sharing that fosters closeness. So when couples only talk about tasks, duties, what needs to be done, they miss out on the opportunity to share personal feelings with one another, to share their challenges or even their joys. Number two, it increases frustration. Transactional communication can feel like a constant exchange of requests and reminders. And this leads to frustration or feelings of being used instead of connecting. 3, loss of emotional safety. Emotional intimacy only thrives in a space where partners feel safe to share their emotions without judgment. But if conversations revolve around doing rather than feeling, one or both partners will begin to feel neglected or feel unimportant. How do you shift from transactional to emotional communication? 1, you must make time for meaningful conversations. You must shift your focus from task-based interactions to deeper conversations. You have to ask about your partner's day, how they feel, their needs, their emotional needs, not just logistics, but emotions. 2, you need to show empathy and understanding. So instead of only exchanging information, you need to listen actively. Put your phone aside. You need to respond also with empathy. You need to show that you understand and sincerely and genuinely care about your partner or spouse emotional state. Number 3, you need to be intentional with affection and appreciation. You need to be able to compliment. You need to affirm, and also words of gratitude. All these things nurture intimacy. You need to be able to tell your partner what you love about them, not just what needs to be done or what they need to give to you. 4, you need to share your feelings. Vulnerability is key to emotional connection. Don't just talk about what needs fixing. Share your own fears, your dreams, your worries, and let your partner in on your emotional world. And you need to remember that while transactional communication is necessary for, managing daily life, you shouldn't let it replace deep emotional connection that nourishes your marriage. You need to take the time to engage on a deeper level that can renew, emotional intimacy. And also you need to reignite the spark in your relationship.